All right, everybody. Thank you to come back to the next part of the tutorial how I develop traditional mode on the MW5 Pinball Mercenary. And yeah, today I just wanna say that when I record the start video, the period before, I noticed a lot of tweak that I wasn't aware when I was recording, that it was kind of every time that I touch and get the message on the, it kind of get black all the screen, and it get a little annoying. You can continue seeing after I click it, and every time that I do touch this, the screen was getting black. So what I did, I figured out a way, so every time now that I touch that, you will see here on the right side of the screen what it's I'm gonna see. And most of the time on the real engine, on that part, you barely use it. So with that fix, I hope that I can show better what I'm doing here. So with that with that away, now let's review a little bit what I did, and I complete some of the code. And so we are like in the way that when we hit the switch of the ramp, it will come a tweak here, and then we got the traditional pinball mode. If it's active, it will come to the exit ramp traditional. So instead going to the arcade mode or the regular game, that is code here. But like I say, that's if you want to know more about how I did previous code, just put it on the comments there what you interested to understand and all that. But for now, this is what it's gonna take the path, and we're gonna get to here. We're gonna check if the game is start already, and I did a couple things. I'm gonna get into this a little bit in a little bit. So first, we check if the player is active. We check if the game already is the first ball of the player, and then if it's not, what we're gonna do, we're gonna set that it is, and we're gonna set how many drop target the player need to complete, and that's where this come from. So remember in the other videos I mentioned that we can make a simple system that cannot differentiate the game each time, make it harder, easy, or regular, difficult. And also we can get a little more complicated with this and say, like, if you enter on wizard mode, use 20, or if you enter wizard mode 1 and 2 that I already have code in the machine in the blueprint, and just select exactly what number of targets select. But for right now, I just gonna get the scratch of everything, and that's what I'm planning a little bit. So on the beginning of the game, when this is hit, it will do it once, and it will set how much the target is gonna be for all players. So every player will have that set at the beginning of the game for whatever it's set here, which is this. So if it's 10, everybody gonna have 10. If it's 15, everybody will have 15, and so on, 20. So that's the thing, and then it will come to here, which is this is a new variable that I did that for set this timing. And the reason that I do this is because when I set the timing, I know how to hit loop. I did it on the tutorial in the first one that I looped this, but I remember that kind of that function kind of messed up, because this function is more like you always want to keep this looping, and because I want to stop this function when the players change, or when in the time that you got a vent for drain, that when you drain the ball you got a vent that the mech get destroyed. You want to stop lights, and you want to do other events with the lights, and not kind of get mixed with what is going on with the modes. So that's why we're gonna call this to 0, and when this is 0, automatic it will stop. It will stop continue triggering this per second, or for the time, this time is going to be 0.2 milliseconds. So every 0.2 millisecond, this is going to be launching pam 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 coin like beats, like ticks. So now, and then what is this is because let's say this, it will stop the sequence of timing. So right now we are 0.2 seconds, and that means that if I, in the moment that I'm putting this to 0, is running the time, I will in those that 0.2 second, it will do one tick more. If you want to stop that tick before the timing stop, because when the timer start, it will not stop. At least you stop it with this. At least you return the value and delete it. So this is what they have output here. So you can stop at any time and stop the event to continue running the time. So it will stop it. So I put 0, and let's say when I drain the ball, I will set this to 0, and then I will call this to stop the event, continue triggering this. And that's you will see it how it is. So now this is the setup. So we still need to do this, and then what are you gonna do? So it will set this, and it will set the timer, the ball save. That's the salvage on my machine. It will be 25 seconds for salvage, and also I can put whatever I want here, and I can set up and do whatever settings if I want to extend the time. But right now I'm just doing it as a fit to every setup. And then when that happens, it will start the save ball because the ball already out, and then we will start the sequence of the tradition, and that's what we are stopped before. But let's go about what is going on here at the bottom. So because now this is active at 0.2 second, this is going to be ticking every 0.2 second, and what it's going to do is going to take whatever player value is, and it will set it to players spinners. So every players on the bottom here, whatever player one has, it will set up to the standard value, because we're gonna call this value for every player, and that's what we're gonna see here. So when we go here, we're gonna start the tradition sequence, which is what we have before. That is we got the turn off all the lights, and then we got checking all the mechs, what is being killed per player. We're gonna start the music, and then we got again another timer that we're gonna start, and this is gonna be 1 second. That this tick, it will be run. That is this. Then I'm gonna do kind of a little cleanup, so kind of separate all the functions like in the comments. This is a comment, so everything being, instead having this big line and then have another one connected and be connected for the bumpers and so on. So I'm gonna clean it up and show you how I do it to make it clean. And then but it's going on when this gets set. Now it will be ticking every second, and that's where it will control all lights that we talked before. And every second it will check if players 0, what is the format. So now remember that these players is being set up. Where is it? Up here, right here for the players. So this is going to represent now every 2 milliseconds. So every change, it will update all the time. This is going to be update every 0.2 seconds. So if the player hit the spinner and this number change, and this is going to be changed, and it will set this as what it changed constant. So, and that it's basically what we're going to see here, and that's what this is going to take a look and start tracking every second. It will check, okay, now blink this light to 0 because it's in 0, stay on 0, stay off. But as soon this is get true, false, that means that this number is bigger. Now it will check what is the next step is true, which is going to be less than 0.1 second. It got 0.001 or 0.00 whatever I put the spinner to each time. And then it will start blinking the orange light, the first light on the spinner of the 25%. It will be orange, and then for that, when increase to 15%, it will be yellow, and when increase to 25%, it will blink green, and if it go above 25%, that green, it will stay on. And then the next step will be the orange, the second light. So that one is going to stay green, and the other one is going to start getting orange. So that's so on up to all 4 lights, and that's for one length. We got 2, and so that's gonna be for the second light here, and this is gonna be for row 2, which is spinner 1. Okay, and so on, so on, so on. So basically, that's it's what we're doing right in the part 2 now. Sorry, on this next episode. Before now, what we're gonna do now, we have to complete the reset. When we want to reset, so every time that the ball trigger the exit or multi-ball, it don't set up this, because this is gonna be false all the time up to when you set. So we want to do this every time that the next player done. So we're gonna reset this when the next player is playing, or when the drain ball completely drain the ball. So for do that, it's very simple. It's basically what we did here. You see, I make a function that called reset T for tradition targets, and it will reset where I put that. In this occasion, I put it on the finish default right here. Reset. So every time that this finish is being called, that means that the game is game over, all 3 balls drain, and I want to reset the whole thing. So now that means that when this is come by again, it will set a new value. Simple as that. Okay, so now the same thing here. What I'm gonna do now, when I do this, you will see that on the right side that I put on the screen, so you know that I open a selection code here, and that was what's missing the OBS and kind of getting cricket now. It should not doing it. So I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna call for add custom event, which is this one, and I will call this reset player 1 tradition setup. So tradition sequence or set up. So that's gonna be the setup, and that's it's gonna be hooked there, and then we can call this to reset and come back again. So when this is come back again through, it will pass and it will continue to call the save ball and start the sequence one time, and then that will active this and it will set everything to that. So, and as you see here, when it's fall in the beginning, let's say, and we want to be continue adding here for the bumpers, whatever value that we want to start with. Like, let's say on the bumper we're gonna on the instruction, let me pull it out so you remember. We got the list here. So on this list, we want value, like we got the drop targets and the bumpers, all the percentage of value that we probably gonna put 100%, and then we can do, like, let's say we can do other thing like every counts. So counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that give you, if it's 1, increase all point for 5%. If it's 2, 10%, and we can also kind of do a sequence like that. When we get there, we can do whatever we want. But for now, just let's continue to what I wanna get done on this part. It's saving right now, so cannot do nothing. Auto saving, so there you go. All right, so so anyway, we had to comply this because we did a new reset player 1T setup, and now I will show you where is my code when drain the ball. And no matter what mode you are playing, basically I made a standard drain for everyone that can be used for every game. The only thing is how the setup, the path of the rule and targets, which is you can change it anytime and kind of add it on. That's why with this, I think it's super easy to do it. I mean, I don't know how the other machine they do it, and but I see how the coding is so complex that it can get so complicated when you want to do this. So I understand it. That's why I decide to come to this path, because it's much easier. So now let's call this when the ball is drained completely. So I got this on event graph, which is that's the first event of the whole machine. That's why you, if I go back, you can see it's quite uh, big for everywhere. Like anywhere that I move, I got plenty stuff going on. But this is all what I'm showing here is all that have the main kind of the brain of the coding is right here, and that's what here I got here drain functions. This is my drain functions, and you can see that every time that I call drain, that means it will check what its conditions. So obviously I got condition for make lab. If make lab is active and drain ball, okay, the ball get drained, don't do nothing, and stuff like that, like bus drain. I got different kind of switches or triggers that don't do drain if this is happening, basically what it's done. And then I gotta check a different path here for drain that it start kind of process the drain, and that's what the way I did it. I have so many ways you can do it, but I just say check what path it need to take. For example, path 1, 2, 3, and you will see why. Let's say that because if any function is on and off, that's gonna be after it's set up right here. You can see here that's the last thing it does. So the first thing, everything's gonna be false, so it's gonna continue coming down, and it's gonna come check the drain process. If a drain is already processed, they will stop right there. But if it's not, that means that any ball is being drained, and then it will come and check another check if ball is still in game. And then if his ball is still in game, that means that when you plumb the ball, I add, and you can see that in other code, but I'm not going to get into it. I already add ball is in game. So when that go, and let me show it so you see it real quick. This is in switches here, and it's right here. So when ball is out, ball get in lane, and then you see here that how that is get, and you will see here is it in exits. Yeah, right here. So right here, this sequence ball in game half pass when ball is out the play field. Right here, ball out for the play field. This is the controller. That this is what is gonna happen. It will check everything the conditions. Stop for a second. Something is going on my PC. Oh, hard drive. So yeah, and then it will check conditions, and it will set ball in game on. And then it will do some reset, and you see this is reset, because this is when the ball touch the throat. So when the ball get out the throat, it get on the plumb, you got a switch there. That switch is this. So basically basically that's what is going to happen. It will trigger ball is in lane. This is for the plunger and all that automatically, just give you notice. It will do sequence, but that's basically what it is. So now let's go back to Van. Ball is in game. Yes. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Start game is game start is true. That means that is active the game as well. And then we're gonna check some other boss fight code kit, and if it's true or not. But then it go to this part again. Now we're gonna check player. If it's player 1 playing, yes. Player 2, player 3, player 4, whatever player is the one that it will go the path. But we're talking about player 1. So when the player 1 drain, let's see what happened. We're gonna check some condition, if we are in battle, if it's not. So take away fight because we are not in battle. We wait some timer, then we check how many balls are in the throat, and then according with this we can do another thing. So and checking according with other missions. So we check, yes, we have 4 balls, perfect. We're gonna check if we are in both boss fight mode, no. Okay, so turn off the music, stop the music. This is a stop thinking music, and then we're gonna check if mech is completed. So if we go back to traditional here in the setup, remember here, look at this, it's a check mark here. So we're gonna check if mech is completed. So this is a way that I got two things. So I got ball save and mech completer for different scenarios. So I use both. I had to use both if I want to save that ball. And then, so right there you see it. If it's complete, we're gonna take this pad and we will save the ball. If it's not, so we're gonna reset all the mech lights. We're gonna do some shake. This is another thing that we can go through. So the machine will shake when drained. And this is goes so fast. I'm just going so super slow. And then we're gonna take away a mech or ball. And we're gonna, you see ball in game. We're gonna stop saying the ball isn't game anymore. And then according with how many balls we have left here, so if the player have more than 1 or less than 0, we're gonna take any path. And this is different. Oh, whoa. Don't move that because you're gonna create a lot of problems on organization. And then that's the path. So that's why we got some paths here. So if the player don't have any more ball, we take one path, and if the player have more balls to play, we take this path. So that's basically what it is. And this is the drain continues. That's events that it will trigger and stuff like that. I'm not gonna get into it because we probably do a video for it and a couple of videos for it. So that means that when we draining, we're gonna take some paths. So we can take path 0 or path 1. So this is for player 1. Then when this happen, it will come back here, and now it will take a path and it will trigger a gate for the drain. And this again is more stuff happening that I don't want to go to it. And this is it, all the 2 paths that get the bonus activated. And so on this case here, if you take path 0, that means that it will launch a ball again. So it will start the process of launching a ball. And this is the scenario that I will continue. If you follow, I got a setting here. So all this stuff that you follow here that I had to organize is not very, I don't feel very proud of it. So that means that after passing this, because I'm gonna continue, I will reset my, I need to reset my player setup. So it have to be after this. So let's see if I can find a space that I can start doing it. So I got really miss here. So let's continue from here. So over here, I can say reset player setup right here. Boom. So right here, you see, and it's connected already, and this is going to continue the sequence, and you just follow all that setup when the drain happened. Simple as that. So now I know that every time that the balls drain, it will reset the settings and it will trigger back again when ball passed there. And because obviously it's no ball in the game, it will not trigger up to the next player trigger. And when the next player trigger is a whole sequence that I can talk about it. If you're interested on it, like how I did that and how I achieved that. But I tried to just scratch the surface a little bit what I did and why it's so simple to do it and how you can add on super simple. And this is just part of the LEDs controls and when you drain the ball, what you wanted to do and stuff like that. And also you can do anything. So that's why you see all these paths for player 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll go to this path eventually. So everything's come to here because this is the next step. Music and the drain continues. What is left after drain? Okay. So with that out of the way, now what is next? We got spinner lights. If we got progress, but we still need to register that spinner. we need to register when how much will be increasing the lights. And as well, we talked in the last video that we need to do the function of when we got the percentage done as well. So like, let's go back to my note to remember what was the idea. And the notes say that the spinner will charge arrows, so we got that percentage, to multiply spinner points. There you go. So basically, so we need to multiply spinner points, and also when spinner fill arrows in both orbits will activate an extra ball saver multi-ball multi-ball. So we got two things that we had to do. So as the percentage is increasing, we need to multiply the points that it will be adding. That's one thing. And the second thing, when all is 100%, we need to active multi-ball. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that we got already the percentage here. So according to the percentage, we can add here a number of percentage. But for that, we need to do a variable. So we need to adjust a variable that active multiply those points. So that's one thing. Another thing is we need to continue over here in the next step to check all the time if these two variables are equal or greater than 1% or 1. Okay, so let's start with that. Easy. So let's bring this one and this one over here. We got two, the other one should be somewhere. Oh, it's at the bottom. So there you go. Let's bring this up. And then we can do a comparison. So what we need to do is this equal and greater. And then we need that one for this one too. So there you go. So basically this is the condition, and we do the branch and branch. So if this, so return true if A is greater than or equal than B. So that means if A is greater or equal, it will be true. So if it's not true, come to here. So now we're gonna link this one here, and this is will check all the time the comparison. So this one needs to be true. Oh wait, I did it wrong. So this one is true and this one is true. So if it's any of this is false, nothing is gonna happen. So now we need to call if this is passed and this one passed, what we do. Both are true. Okay. If any of this is false, so if this one is false, it's gonna stay here, and then if this one is true but this one is false, it's gonna die here, and that's what bring the condition. So one of the things that we had to do it once, because that's the first thing that every time this is gonna be triggered as every second. So we don't want to every second trigger the event that we want to create that. But also remember, let's fix this a little bit. It's going to be easy fix here. So the only thing that I had to do is disconnect this from here, bring this here, and like that I can add a new event here. So let's add that custom event, and then we're gonna call this spinner T setup. uh, sequence. So this is for the spinners. So like that, we can put it here. Spinner key sequence. And now instead of having that line bothering us, I just can have this as a part of one structure. So I know that this is going to be my spinner LED sequence and the trigger multiplayer extra civils as well. That's what we are going to do here. And also we're going to do the multipliers points. Okay. So, and then so when we get call this, now we can move all the thing here and get more space. We can call here all the functions that it will be for bumpers, targets, and all that. It will be set up here. So every time that every player start, it will call this and it will start the process for every player. Okay, so now we got that. Now, okay, so perfect. So now we got, if is this true, we'll do that once. What we want to do now, we need to create another functions that, or we can continue the functions here to do the multi-ball. And I already kind of have that multi-ball because we see in other videos. And if we go to arcade mission here, we can find the extra civil LEDs right here. It's a function that I call extra civil. So I can basically call to this function that it take every second for lights start blinking in every light. So as you see here, you see that's what you see, all the lights. So what we need to do is drop target extra civil leg sequence, and you see that it's quite a lot of lights, but I have all the function ready there. And to be able to use this, we need to activate if extra civil after battle is true, it will do this, and if it's not, it will just turn off when this is called. But I can go here and find where I call this. So, and that's what it will give me the idea back again how I call this function and what I use, so I don't have to kind of rethink everything the way I think it, and just copy paste and call for this function. So you can see it, this is all what is find and where we find it. So it's in battle right here, it's gonna be right here. Okay, it's already saving now. Give me 1 second. This is the only thing that kind of get tedious, that you don't pay attention, it's gonna auto save. You just can cancel, but it give you like 5 seconds. So all right, let me all right, so come on. Now over here, I'm gonna select here, and it's gonna take me to where it is and how it happens. So right here. So when the extra civil is called, this is the condition that it has. Check the boss fight is false. Turn on, check if we still multi-ball. See? And if we still multi-ball, it will extra civil after battle check. And then it will check as well that we are in arcade mode, because this is a function for arcade mode. And then we're gonna call it. And when we call it, we set extra civil boss. This is for related for the boss, whatever a boss fight is doing when the boss fight is happening. So because I want to activate the extra civil, the only thing that I had to do is just confirm the basically confirm the condition, set extra civil to on. So I just need these two things because this one is all that I need. I need to set it active and start it. And then it should be a condition that it disactivate. And this is the condition. Reset, here is the reset. So this is gonna be ticking all the time. So I need to find where active this, and I think it's right here though. Because yeah, drop release, arcade drop check. Where is it? I need to check what active, but I think I had to active this. So this is will check if you keep the multi-ball. If you don't keep the multi-ball, it will turn off the extra civil battle, and then it will reset the right scoop attack. It will do some reset here, the music, and then if it's continue through, which is this is the arcade, but I had to kind of redo this a little bit, and then it will clear. This is the clear timer. If you see that on what it was before here, you see right here is the timer. That's what we see here. That's the timer that kill, and then it take away the turtle. So when this happen, this is gonna cut this, and I cut this, it will stop lighting, and in the last tick it will be false, so it will turn off the light. That's why I leave 1 second. That's why I don't kill the timer, because anyway that I say don't do it, like cut the timer, like stop, continue after the timer, the last timer, it will turn off the light because this is gonna be false. That's what I call in this before, and you get surprised how thick work. It's so fast that whatever is going fast, it will do it before. Whatever is need to do before, it will do it. So, but yeah, and yeah. Okay, so I copy that. Let's see, and then in the condition here, right here, this is what I need to do. Like to active and get the extra civil. But that's what call here, and it say here. But obviously, because we are not in arcade mode, we need to verify the sequence that when this is active, where is in the target that happens. So in the switches here, when we go to arcade mode ramp or any of this, so every trigger, so this is the right ramp hit, and we got all the triggers here for every switch. So you see that anyone has conditions, and we got the condition of arcade mode. So because we are doing something very similar what arcade mode is, we're going to use a lot of code of this, but we're not going to use the condition. We're just going to add a new condition before, and then we're going to go here, right ramp, and see find where is the extra civil sequence right here. So basically this code here that I already had, this line here, is what we're going to call as well when we hit that ramp, because when this is on, we will add the extra civil points right here, and right here is a multiplier by spinners, and this is what add the points. We're gonna get into it, but I just want to show what I have in mind and how we're gonna do it and how it's been done in my game, and that's the way it is. So right now, let's go back to traditional here, and we got basically this is already active, and we got that kind of done. It's not done because we still need to set up, but we're going by the list, and that's what we are doing here. Little by little, so don't stand too much with that with the timer, because I know it can get quite long. So right here on the list, We need to continue with the sequence, progress, and mission. When we get to missions and all that, we continue doing this is gonna take a time to do the whole the sequence, and that's what I'm working on it right now, just doing sequence. And now we got the multiply. This part is complete. We know how to call extra civil, and then what we need is now to complete, obviously, when this is active, what is gonna be turned off, and so on and so on. But as of right now, I'm gonna leave it right there, and we're gonna continue doing the other side, which is the multiplier point, and we're gonna start working a little bit with the targets and spinner. Sorry, with the spinning and collecting, adding more percentage and points. So yeah, I think for this video this is very plentiful. So what we're doing, and for the next one we're gonna continue with complete this extra, because this is involved more like I show you a lot of copy paste of each sensor and each target, to when you get this active, actually you get those points, and it get more deep, but it's a lot of copy paste on that. But now what we do new is basically the percentage here and the spinner, and we're gonna do that in the next part. So thank you for watching, take care, and God bless.